It's our new feature here on Pittsburgh Hockey Now and the National Hockey Now YouTube channel. A single topic video. We're going to try to wrap this up in under 5 minutes. Thursday night during the first period, the Penguins 4-1 win over the Montreal Canadiens. President of Hockey Operations / GM Kyle Dubas makes the first trade of the season for the Penguins, sending Alex Nylander to the Columbus Blue Jackets and a conditional 6th round pick in exchange for 24-year-old Swedish winger Emil Bemstrom. Bemstrom, let's just start with him, and here's why the trade could really work for the Penguins. Bemstrom, 6 foot tall, $195, offensive talent coming out of his ears. He really does. If you look at his scouting reports from the draft through even more recent scouting reports, offensive acumen, shot, offensive instincts. These are things that fill his scouting report, and that's likely why Dubas made the deal. Here's a guy who can come in, play the right wing in the middle six. The Penguins do desperately need some offense in that middle six behind the Crosby line. Drew O'Connor has goals in 2 straight games playing on the right side of Evgeny Malkin. Maybe that's the start of something. Maybe that's just, kind of a little bit of a flash. We'll find out, but now the Penguins have some depth to find out. Bemstrom this season, 11 points in 32 games, 5 goals, 6 assists. That's at the NHL level. To show you his offensive talent, in 10 AHL games this season, Bemstrom has 10 goals. Last season, he had 31 points in 21 games. So he knows what he's doing in the offensive zone. We're going to find out a lot more about his game. He's obviously bigger than Matthew Phillips, which is going to be a help. I thought you saw Phillips's shortcomings on Thursday against the Montreal Canadiens, where he had the puck taken from him, knocked off the puck several times, just didn't get in the same sort of good rhythm that he had against the Islanders. That's going to be a problem with Phillips. Now the Penguins have depth and a backup. What they gave up, and here's where it gets a little bit risky. Not Alex Nylander. Nylander had exhausted his chances with the Penguins at the NHL level, 9 games last season. He back-checked like a demon at the beginning of his 9-game stint after the trade deadline last year. But after the adrenaline wore off, let's call it 3, 4, 5 games in, he receded to a bit of wallpaper, didn't make an impact, and that was kind of the end of that chance. Given a full opportunity in training camp and the preseason was Nylander, didn't make the most of it, got 5 games at the NHL level this year. Again, not impactful, not a factor, and that was probably the end. Dubas said he expected Nylander to become a regular contributor in the NHL by the end of this season. It obviously wasn't going to happen with the Penguins. And it doesn't matter if you get 8 minutes of ice time or 15 minutes. When you go over those boards in that situation, when you're that player in that situation, you've got to make those shifts count. You can't sulk, you can't pout, you can't say, I want more ice time. You have to earn those things. You can't say, I want to play with Evgeny Malkin. You have to earn those cookies. So Nylander will get a chance in Columbus because the Blue Jackets are obviously at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. They're tattered and torn, and it's kind of a perfect landing spot for Nylander because he will get an extended look in the NHL. Now, here's where the deal becomes risky for the Penguins. This is where the trade could go, let's call it a B+ grade. This is where it could go, up to an A or down to a D or so, because that 6th rounder becomes a 3rd rounder in a couple of years if Bemstrom scores 6 goals. I don't ever recall such a specific sort of trade condition. But in a couple of years, 2026, when the Penguins are turning that page to the next chapter, a 3rd round pick is not insignificant. And if, let's just say, Bemstrom scores 6 goals but doesn't really stick with the Penguins, they're gonna regret that 3rd rounder. However, on the other side, if Bemstrom does come in and provide a bit of an offensive spark for the Penguins and kind of capitalizes on his opportunity, you're not even going to care about that 3rd rounder. in a couple of years. Let's say Bemstrom takes the right wing beside Evgeny Malkin, or maybe even the left wing beside Malkin, because he is, the Swedes kind of grow up playing their off wing. He probably has a good bit of experience doing that with that offensive skill. He can do that with maybe O'Connor on the right wing. Maybe Bemstrom plays either wing with Lars Eller on the third line and provides some offensive spark, which would be a huge boost for the Penguins lineup. At that point, it becomes a very small cost. So there's your trade analysis, in the sense that Bemstrom will get an opportunity. He has the talent. He has the ability. Let's see if the rubber meets the road there. The Penguins really didn't give up a lot with Alex Nylander, but if Bemstrom just clears the bar of that trade condition without making an impact, I think the team will regret it. So I suppose we'll both watch and determine Bemstrom's impact together. With this single topic video, I'm Dan Kingerski. Like and subscribe here on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now and the National Hockey Now YouTube channel. We'll do a lot more of these. The Penguins are off, so you and I will have some fun, probably some blogging and more videos on Friday. Penguins get the Flyers on Sunday. If there was a true make or break game, that will absolutely be it. And then we head out west. Vancouver, Seattle, Calgary, and Edmonton, in that order. So if you want to subscribe to PHM Plus so I can afford more than a McDonald's cheeseburger, that would always be appreciated as well. Oh, it's going to be a fun week. Have fun, kids. I'm Dan Kingerski on the YouTube channel.